Hi Libra, welcome to November. This is Teresa from Tarot by T, and I'm getting ready to do your November TarotScope. And let me first create some sacred space around this reading and call in some good energy. And I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you for people who have taken time out to comment. I really appreciate the comments. I read all of them. And also thank you for those who have ordered readings. I appreciate your business. I love working with all of you. It's good to know that these readings are helping people. That's what this is all about. So let's see what's coming up for Libra. We've got a full moon in Taurus on November 4th. And that's going to be in your 8th house of sex, transformation, other people's money. And then we have a new moon in Scorpio, which will be in your 2nd house. So new beginnings that's the money houses. Your money houses are being activated. And also your relationship houses, because Uranus is in the 7th house. So there could be some surprising, you may need surprising incidents with relationships and partnerships. You may feel a need to break free in the month of November. So anyway, let's see what's going on. We'll get into the horoscope as we see the cards. What do the cards have to say? What does Libra need to know about relationships and love in the month of November? And anything else that might be important? The Devil. The Queen of Wands, the 9 of Wands, the Judgment, the Sun, the 10 of Wands, the 2 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Cups, and the 9 of Cups. Well, this is good. Okay, so you start the month out with the Devil, crossed by the Queen of Wands. So the Devil card, you could be really attracted to someone. You have if you're in a relationship, there's a lot of passion in this relationship. You could be attracted to someone who's very outgoing, very outspoken, very likes to be the center of attention, who has leadership ability, very honest, but also has leadership ability. They know how to take charge, they know how to do things. This could also mean that you need to take a more leadership role in your life also. The Devil card comes up, it can mean fear of getting overwhelmed in a relationship, being overwhelmed. It could also mean addiction. You might be struggling with some type of drinking or drug problem, some of you. Or you could be addicted to a relationship. Maybe there's a strong pull there. You feel like you want to break free of something, but you can't. You keep getting pulled back in. The Devil is very strong attraction. It's a card of desire. It's a card of fear. It's a card of addiction. So it could play out in all these different ways. Basically, it's you might be afraid of. Like, even though you're attracted to someone, you're afraid to pursue them, because if you're not in a relationship, you might be attracted by someone who's very popular and very intriguing. But you're afraid to get involved. You might be afraid that they're going to overwhelm you in some way, or you're going to be in over your head, that you won't be able, like, once you get involved, you won't be able to get out of it. So, that's kind of interesting. But I'm seeing that there's potential for real intimacy in the month of November. So whether you're in a relationship, if you're in a committed relationship, you could go very deep. You could go deeper with a partner in the month of November. Or if you're not in a relationship, you have the potential to meet someone that can bring you a lot of joy. Because I'm seeing, so the Queen of Wands represents someone who, it could be a woman, but it could also be a man. Someone who's a very good leader, very good manager. If this represents you, you have to not be afraid to take that leadership role. So there could be some type of offer that comes to you, a proposal where they want you to take more of a leadership role at work. That's number one. Number two, in a relationship situation, you could be getting involved with someone who's really a go-getter, someone who knows what they want and they go after it. So somebody might be pursuing you in November, and you're like a little afraid of it. They're scaring you because they're coming on so strong. The Nine of Wands in the past, so this could even be someone from the past coming back. So the Nine of Wands is something you thought you were done. This is a card of the enduring battle. So you've been working towards something really hard, trying to achieve a goal, and you feel like, you know, I've been working toward this thing. When am I ever going to reach the end? You know, when am I going to see the results of all this hard work I'm putting in? And you have been feeling like quitting in the past, because maybe you started to doubt yourself. Like, should I do this thing? Is it even worth it? Maybe I should just quit and try something else. But the Nine is saying, just keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right path. You just have to have a little bit more patience and persistence, because a lot of times success comes to people who just don't give up. A lot of times people quit just before they're about to achieve something great. But if they had hung in there just a little bit longer, they would have reached that goal, you know. So that's what this card is telling you. Keep at it. Don't be afraid to keep trying, even though you feel like battle weary. It also can represent a problem that you thought was resolved in the past that is coming back to be revisited. You thought, okay, I thought I was done with this person. I thought I was done with this issue, and now here they are in my face again, and I have to deal with them. But you're going to deal with it successfully, because you have this Ten of Wands in the future. That's putting down your burden. You're going to have a chance to put down the burden, the struggle. So you're going to reach the mountaintop. You're going to reach the peak of your goal, because you have the Nine of Cups at the end here, which we'll get to. So now I want to talk about the Judgment card. The Judgment is a card of working, self-improvement, waking up. It's kind of like you've had this kind of spiritual awakening, or you've had this realization or an aha moment where you realize, you know what, I really need to change some things about my approach to relationships, to career, whatever. Maybe I need to work on me first. Instead of complaining about everybody else out there, maybe there's some things within me that I need to work on. And so you've been doing that. So you've been giving up bad habits. It could be, you know, a smoking or a drinking problem, or maybe you're exercising more and taking better care of your health. You're eating healthier. Whatever it is, the Judgment, you've been on a path towards self-improvement. And it's been a struggle. It hasn't been an easy path. But it's going to start to show results. Just hang in there. The Judgment also means that you're feeling stronger because you've been working on yourself, because you've been conquering the demons within, or conquering the psychological blocks that have been holding you back. You're now feeling more empowered, so your needs are changing. So the Judgment card represents waking up to where you need to change, how you need to change, and being willing to, and creating that change. And that's where that Queen comes in, where you're like, you're the go-getter, saying, I'm not waiting for things to happen to me. I'm not going to sit and say, what's going to fly in? I am going to be the one, the change maker. I'm going to make things happen for me. So the Judgment comes up when you are the initiator of change, or the agent of change. I always tell people, you could either be the victim of change or the agent of change. It's much better to be the agent of change, because then you can direct where you want to go and how things play out. So you're being the agent of change in November. And it's already started because you've been working on yourself, because you've been feeling stronger within, and you're taking more of a leadership role. The more I think about this reading, I think this woman can represent, I mean, court cards can represent a lot of different scenarios. It doesn't only have one meaning. So while it can represent a person that you're dealing with, it can also represent qualities within you at the same time. So I feel like you're taking more of a leadership role in your life. And you're getting more comfortable with leadership. You're getting more comfortable with being a manager. And So your needs are changing, and the things that you were once happy with in the past or satisfied with are changing too. So you may want more for yourself. You might be feeling like, well, you know, maybe my goals were too small in the past. Maybe I need to go for something big. You know, like go for that relationship that you thought was out of reach. Go for that career path that you thought you weren't qualified for. So you're going to be more proactive in November. The Sun card, this is a great card because this is energy just coming in. That's under development, but it's just starting to form. And that's because of all the work you've been doing on yourself. The Sun is a card, it could represent marriage. If you're in a relationship and you're thinking of maybe making a commitment, going deeper with the Devil. Because remember, your second and eighth houses are being activated this month. And the eighth house, it's the house of other people's money. So you could get a windfall. You could get some type of inheritance or some kind of cash payout that comes in, or your partner could get a raise, because usually the eighth house is your partner's income. But it also is the house of intimacy, true intimacy. That's why they say it's the house of sex, death, and transformation. It's not so much death in a literal sense as, you know, going deeper and being transformed by an experience, going deeper into a relationship, forging more of a more intimate connection. And that transforms you because you're no longer just skimming the surface of love. You're going deep. And that type of depth can change a person's life on a deep level. Plus your second house, self-esteem, that has to do with self-esteem. So you're feeling more confident within. You're feeling, you know, what am I worth? What do I value? What's important to me? What am I worth? Am I getting paid what I'm worth? Am I getting what I'm worth in a relationship? Whether it's money that you're being paid at work or the love you're receiving from a relationship. These are the things you're going to be thinking about. And if the answer is yes, I am getting what I'm worth, then great. You're moving on you're going to move on to a successful period. If the answer is no, then you may make some sudden changes because you have Uranus going through your seventh house. And that's going to be active around the new moon. Neptune right now at the full moon is being active, so it's a good time for creativity. If you're into anything creative, in Libra, you know, you have Venus as your ruler. So if you want to do any kind of artwork, now's a good time to do it because you're going to be the most expressive. You have Neptune favoring you in any creative project. In a relationship, you may be just gaga over someone. Neptune could be soulmate energy. It could also be glamour and illusion. So you have to be sure that you're seeing your partner clearly with Neptune. There's always a sense of possible deception with Neptune. And it's not that someone's cheating on you or deceiving you. It's just that you're seeing what you want to see. So you could be just idealizing someone. If you've just met someone, you might be thinking, oh, they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, you know. So you want to just make sure that your feet are on the ground. Because, you know, when you first meet someone and you're in love, everybody's just wonderful. You see things later, you know. But the Sun, you have good cards, so I think you're going to be okay. The Sun, you could be thinking about marriage. You could be thinking about commitment in November. Like, I really want something more stable. You could be with someone that you really have fun with, that you really enjoy being together. You know, you go out, you're like a little kid when you're with this person. You're doing things together, you're like two kids playing in a sandbox. That's the energy of the Sun. The Sun is saying everything's going to be okay. Don't worry. Don't you know, bring extra trouble to you by letting your mind work overtime. The Ten of Wands, you're going to be able to put down your burdens. Things are, you know, you've been working hard. You're going to reach a goal where you can maybe ease up on the pedal a little bit. You have the Two of Wands here. This is a card of partnership and considering, you know, what's going to come of all this. This is a card of, you may be having some doubts about what you've been working on. Is it going to come to fruition? Is it going to be a success? Whether it's a partnership or a business or personal. Even if it's a business deal, you may be wondering: is the work I'm doing going to mean anything? Am I going to see the results of the work I'm doing? Is this relationship going anywhere? Well, be prepared for some surprises. You have the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune is a card of unexpected opportunity, unexpected developments. So if you've been struggling with something, the Wheel of Fortune can come in and say, surprise, your luck is changing and things are going to get better unexpectedly. So you might get an unexpected invitation from someone, a proposal, whether that's career related or romance. The Knight of Cups is a very romantic person. Someone who could be artistic, someone artistic, musical, creative, sensitive, dreamy, romantic. Could be a water sign, but not necessarily. I mean, but so it could be Pisces. Water signs are Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, for those of you who don't know. But other than that, the main thing is the person is very romantic. And this is in your wish fulfillment sector. So on the one hand, you could be caught, you know, you're in la la land. You're caught up in this dreamy relationship and you couldn't be happier. You've got the Nine of Cups here. As an outcome card, the Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment card. And the way it fulfills your wish is through the major arcana. So it could be a marriage. For some of you, it could be marriage or commitment. For some of you, it could be career success. You find like the job of your dreams. Whatever it is, it could be unexpected. An unexpected proposal. So if you're not dating anyone, you could meet someone out of the blue. That could be a really strong connection, a really good connection. If you're in a relationship, you might be thinking of taking it to the next level. If you're not in a relationship, you could meet someone that you find extremely attractive, that you have this very strong desire for, that you might even feel like being the initiator, you know. Either someone's pursuing you, or you may feel, I want to pursue this person because you admire them so much. There's someone that's in your environment that you really admire, and you may want to just say, you know, I would like to be with this person. So there's a strong chemistry when there's the Devil card. Whatever it is, you can achieve your goal in November. So this new moon is going to be good for you. It's going to make you feel, I think it can bring money. The new moon happening in your second house can bring a new opportunity to bring increased income. But it can also bring increased self-worth. And that's even more important than money. That's going to be the key to attracting more. Because if you don't think that you deserve, it's all about what you think you're worth. The second house is really the house of self-esteem. It's the house of money only because, and it's also the house of what makes me feel secure. For some people, for a lot of people, it's money. Because I have money to pay, I have a good job, I can pay my bills. I have a house to live in, a roof over my head, food on the table. I feel safe. For other people, it could be a relationship that makes you feel secure, especially for Libra, because Libras are just built for partnership. You may just feel like I'm half when I'm not with anybody. I want to be with someone. I like to connect with people. Libras love to be in love. They love to partner. So if a Libra is not in a relationship, they're not really happy. They really want to be with someone. So you could have that this month. You could meet someone that you could form a partnership with. And it could be very romantic. I see it as being very romantic. The only warning, and it's not really a bad warning, is just you may be thinking that you're with the most perfect person that was ever born. And eventually you're going to see their human qualities. But enjoy the gaga, I call it the gaga stage, or the la la land stage. When you first meet someone, it's like you're in this bubble of bliss that it's just wonderful. It's like enjoy it for while it lasts. Eventually you're going to come down to earth and see each other as human beings, and you'll work out, the realities. But for now, just enjoy the romance, enjoy the love, enjoy the abundance. So that's my forecast for you for November, Libra. And many blessings, much bliss. Happy Thanksgiving if you're living in the United States. One thing I did want to mention, the square between Mars and Pluto. That's going to happen. I think it's happening in your 4th house. Let's see. Yeah, Mars is in your 1st house and Pluto's in your 4th house. And they're going to be squaring around the new moon. So you may be feeling a little bit feisty around that time, because you have a lot of confidence. So just don't want to get into any battles with anybody, especially around the house. So if you're living with someone, you could be butting heads with people that you're living with. because you're feeling feisty and you're feeling confident. So just don't go over the top, because Mars and Pluto can bring very intense energy, very passionate energy, and it could lead to an argument. So in the middle of all your bliss, just keep that temper under control. Don't get too cocky. That's but enjoy the Nine of Cups, enjoy the sun, enjoy the love, the proposals, the romantic energy of this moon. The full moon is very romantic. It's got Neptune attached to it. The new moon, surprise. Anything could happen with the new moon because you've got Uranus affecting that. So anyway, good luck, bliss, love, and enjoy November, and I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.